Hey, I hope you're liking my fanfiction. Enough that you're willing to click one more link to get to it. The title of this video pretty much says it all, and I know people are going to say if my audio fanfic that retells the events of Fourth Wing from Xaden's point of view got copyright struck from YouTube, I won't be allowed to post it anywhere else either. But that's not the case for reasons I'll get into in a minute. First, I'm going to explain real quick where you can find it now, still totally free, and then you can stick around if you'd like an explanation of what happened and why you should stay tuned to my channel because of what my plans are moving forward. So, you can now find my fanfic, both the text and audio version, on Archive of Our Own. The link to it is the first thing in the video description and pinned comment below. The audio will be available through an embedded audio player at the start of each chapter. You can also bookmark my fanfic there, which is analogous to clicking the bell on YouTube so that you receive notifications when new chapters are posted. So what happened? It would seem that someone reported the videos with a static overlay image in which I read my fanfiction aloud, and YouTube subsequently sent a copyright takedown notice for each of them. I initially found this somewhat surprising because there are literally thousands of Fourth Wing or Empyrean series fanfics on Archive of Our Own, which doesn't constitute a problem. But after doing some more research into the legality of fanfictions, it seems like the issue only arises when the work is commercialized. I've said from the very beginning, as you can see in this video from back in April of 2024, that all rights belong to Rebecca Yarros and that I'd happily comply with any copyright claim she or her publisher might want to make, as well as hand over any revenue in the event that I'd ever earn any, thinking that was highly unlikely. I'd hoped that if any of that did ever come to pass, the publisher would recognize that my work only serves to grow the fandom of the Empyrean series, and could only help rather than harm the potential market or value of the original copyrighted work. I'd even be more than willing to forfeit the very meager amount of ad revenue that I had recently started earning. But unfortunately, it seems like all of that is moot, because it appears that the complaint didn't come from the publisher, so I can't try to come to an understanding with them about it. The emails did say that the removal request was issued by Recorded Books. However, I'm assuming that's just a field that the complainant can fill however they want, because their contact info is just a Gmail address that definitely doesn't appear to be associated with the publisher, and as of when I'm recording this, they still haven't responded to the email I sent them inquiring about the stated opportunity to resolve your copyright issues before your videos are removed. Feel free to pause and read the various other arguments I made there about the legality of my fanfic. But before I lose the attention of too many more of you, I want to tell you about my plans for this channel and why you may want to consider staying subscribed and even hitting the bell to be notified about future uploads. First of all, a significant fraction of people subscribed after watching my videos like Onyx Storm Ending Explained and various other Empyrean-related content that I've made, like videos theorizing about what might happen in subsequent books based on hints dropped in the existing ones. Those non-fanfic videos are staying up, and there will be more like them coming, so if that kind of thing interests you, stay tuned. Also, if you've enjoyed my fanfic, I think there's a decent chance you'd like my writing and performance of characters more generally, and I have an idea for an original series that I'm very excited about giving a try. Granted, it would be very different, but again, if you enjoy my style of writing and are at all intrigued about the idea of witnessing a personification of two very different sides of my brain discussing various fascinating topics, I do plan to start making a Conversations with the Cosmos video series that I hope would pique the interest of anyone that is a fan of characters like Xaden and Mason from my fanfiction. Anyway, the bottom line is that hopefully this will be more of a bummer for me than it will be for any of you all. You can still access the fanfiction, even the audio version, on Archive of Our Own or AO3 because it's ad-free, so it can't be argued that the work is being commercialized. It's just unfortunate that many people probably won't make that migration, not to mention it will never find lots of Fourth Wing fans that likely would have stumbled across it on YouTube and probably won't on a much more obscure site like AO3. It's also a bummer for me that my channel here is almost guaranteed to shrink significantly, as the majority of people subscribed after watching one of the fanfic videos. I recognize that I shouldn't be financially profiting from the use of copyrighted characters, but again, if I could have just forfeited any ad revenue from those videos to the publisher, but still been allowed to grow my audience, that would have made it much more feasible that I'd eventually be able to interest a larger audience in content of mine that is completely original. There's that Conversations with the Cosmos video series that I'm still planning on trying, but also some ideas and rough drafts I have for original novels that I'd hoped to launch on this channel. The dream I had of getting one of them published now seems much more remote. But alas, I've still had a blast writing and performing this fanfic. I'll still get to finish it on AO3, and hopefully I'll still be able to make something of this YouTube channel in the future. Thanks for watching.